Good morning, students.
Good morning, Mr. Henriquez.
We're a Christian academy. We hold fast to God's Word as the center of all teaching. So God's Word defines reality in the classroom, whether it's how our students interact with one another, how the teacher is teaching. That's always, the Scriptures define everything.
It's academically strong, it's a wonderful academic education, yet it's also Christ-centered.
Everything we study is part of God's creation. So God made numbers, God made the world, God made everything in science. So everything, it starts off with God created this is God's.
We live in God's world, and Paul tells us that we don't have a choice in how we think. We're to bring every thought captive to the obedience of Jesus Christ.
Holy, 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 all saints adore Thee, casting down their golden crowns around the glassy sea.
The atmosphere that our children was going to be in, that was most important for us because we always wanted them to be in an atmosphere of, godly atmosphere.
I think the training and the teaching that they get here and the way that it's presented,
Quality.
It's just top notch. It's state of the art. Is the best that I've seen.
This is not children sitting in their chairs for 8 hours a day. They are out, they are having fun, and they're soaking it in, and they're learning, and they don't know it. And that's really, really neat to see.
Past tense endings. Bomb, ba, spot, bomb, spotty, spot.
I were, you were, it was, we were, you all were, they were.
We're using a methodology that's historically proven and biblically grounded. The Trivium is made up of 3 stages, the grammar stage, the dialectic stage, and the rhetoric stage. And these stages correspond with a child's normal development. And so the first stage, the grammar stage, sometimes it's referred to as the pole-parrot stage. And the students at that time, they love to give and take information, rote learning, songs, chants, games.
We study the phonograms, which is very important. It teaches the children just the building blocks of how to read.
And we have grammar, jingles, and Latin, and history, geography. Almost every subject we have a song or a chant for.
It had a subject, and a verb. It makes sense in every word.
So if we're talking about history, for example, in the grammar stage, the students are going to be memorizing all of their dates, the names of individuals, geographical locations.
One thing that we try to do is to take the facts that they're teaching and to make them concrete through experiencing things. So for example, my 5th and 6th grade class was studying the Pilgrims in history earlier this year. And so we took a 2-day trip up to Plymouth, Massachusetts, where they have a living history. My students love to show me that they know the facts I've taught them.
Well, I think Stratford is a great place for you to bring your child because it helps children to build a Christian legacy foundation, giving them basic biblical principles, but also a strong academic foundation. And it's done in a very fun and exciting way that the children can enjoy.
Then they go into the dialectic stage or the logic stage, and that's where they're learning the relationships of these factual pieces of knowledge that they're learning now. When they hit that dialectic stage, we say that they're pert at that time. They love to debate and they love to catch you in the wrong. So we capitalize on that. We teach them formal logic at that time.
Eos is the direct object. It's in the accusative. Prope, portam kopena. Kopenam is a prepositional phrase. Prope is a preposition. Portam kopenam is the object of the preposition. Expectabat is a verb. It's in the imperfect tense. And it's verb transitive.
The rhetoric stage is when students move into that, we call it the poetic stage. From 9th grade up to 12th grade, it's that poetic stage. And The students have a real desire now for self-expression.
The reason why I study Greek in Stratford Classical Christian Academy is to develop a wider understanding of the Bible, studying the Bible in its original language, which helps me greatly in understanding the Bible.
If you're wondering, is it too rigorous? Are they being pushed too hard? It's absolutely not. And I think people underestimate that children want to learn. They just don't always get that opportunity. They're like little sponges and they soak it all in.
We don't challenge children enough. The term is dumbing down. We try to dumb down everything. We make things we try to think that kids are at a different level. But when you look at society is moving at the speed of light. I think children and most people will rise to the challenge. So although the curriculum is a bit rigorous, I think that it's appropriate. So if you're considering, can my child keep up with this? I think put your child in the environment and you'll be surprised what they pick up on.
If another parent asked me about SCCA, I would tell them that if they're searching for a school that not only gives their child a Christ-centered education, but also gives them an excellent academic education, then they need to search no further, that SCCA is the school for them.
When we first came to an open house, we walked away saying, this place is unreal.
I got nothing but good things to say. I mean, I have no regrets.
It's important to give them the best education, but also it's equally important that they know that they're children of God and that they serve a wonderful God and to go out and be a light in this world. We feel that the education that they receive at SCCA will prepare them to do both.
May the Lord grant us grace to be merciful this day, the way He is merciful to us. Have a good day, students.
Yes, Mr.